Hey everybody. So I was just watching videos on YouTube and I came across one talking about quantum immortality. And it's basically like each and every time in your life that you almost died, there is another version where you did die. But when it happened, whatever it was, car accident, heart attack, whatever, whatever it was, when it happened, you were just like kind of boop boop, like off and back on, and you just moved into a different timeline. A timeline where you survived whatever it was, the heart attack, the car accident, whatever. And then you move on to do different things because when you change the outcome of something, things change. So you kind of are living a new life. Um, and I got to thinking about it, and I would say that when I left my daughter's father, everything changed for sure. And there were some things going on that definitely could have killed me. So maybe in some alternate universe, I died. And then I came into the new life of me with my daughter, where that was all in the past and I survived whatever it was that killed me in the other life. Because everything in my life got better. I cut him out, and all, like, his whole side of the family, all the toxic and the abuse and all of it. And Olivia and I got better. I don't know how to say that. Um, got better. Our lives got better. One of my most favorite times in my life was 2015, the end of 2014, beginning of 2015. I had just started the last office job that I worked. I had a toddler, and it was just me, and I was working two jobs, and I had a car, and I was making it all work. I had a great place to live thanks to a beautiful family at church, and I was able to pay my bills, and I had a safe place to raise my daughter, and things were great. And that is one of my most favorite times of my life. And then there were the times when I started getting physically sick, physically and mentally, I guess. Um, but sick, not just like ill, but where I can't move as well, or things change and I can't do this anymore, or I can't lift this anymore, or I can't open Ziploc bags anymore. Sorry. Um, and then I think about right before I got here last year. Well, not right before, but a few years leading into it, when I was with, I don't want to say his name. Anyway, I was living in that crappy apartment that was overrun with God, everything. Everything. The area was crappy. The apartment was crappy. It was filled with mold and mildew, and I was getting sick, and then sicker, and then sicker. And then I leave, and I start getting better and better and better. I still have things wrong with me, obviously, obviously, but I was getting better. I wasn't as sick, if that makes sense. I didn't feel like I was dying anymore. When I was living in Mapleton from 2023 to 2024, I was hospitalized every month for anywhere from 6 to 27 days at a time. I spent a couple of weeks in a rehab nursing home in a wheelchair. I had a lot of crap going on. And I kind of took a break from Facebook because, well, I didn't have a lot of time for Facebook. um, and people thought I died. When I reached back out to people later, people that I hadn't spoken to in a while, they were like, "Oh my God, I thought you died." Maybe I did. Again. Maybe on this timeline, while I was there, I died. It killed me. There were several times in that 5 year period that I could have died. I literally had three cardiac events, as my doctor put it, in a year between 2023 and 2024. I was like a minute away from a heart attack. Now, obviously, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I had all the markers of a heart attack and I felt like I was having a heart attack. I was right on the outside of one, but it was definitely a cardiac event and it was stress induced because of my situation, because of where I was, because of my physicality, because of my health, because of the stupidity that I was dealing with, because of any number of things. But literally three in a year. I almost had three heart attacks in a year. It was a bad time. What if I did die and then I came back to this? To where I got my disability finally, to where I bought a newer and better car. It's not new by any means, but newer than what I had before. And I bought my home. And I am living just less than an hour away from my daughter. I'm living closer to her than I have been in years. And her and I have a great relationship. What if I did die? And this is the new life. It feels